Welcome to the Good Pod. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, as always, someone who holds all the power in the nerdity department, Marissa Garza. Marissa, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, Jason, you good?
I'm good. I'm good. Not as good as I could be because honestly, I'm very caught off guard today. Marissa Garza decided to come on here, a brand new setting for her background.
I literally turned my desk.
You might as well be in another country, Marissa. You might as well be in another dimension. Marissa pops up on the screen. I'm like, wait, why is everything so different? And Marissa breaks the news to me that she has moved her desk and I can no longer see outside of her window. I can no longer see the little chair that she had in the background. And she had the nerve to make her background blurry. I can't see anything.
Okay, first of all, you'll get over it. Second of all,
I don't think so.
I had to blur it because I didn't think this whole thing through. I just moved the desk and then I was like, oh crap, I got a podcast. So I got to fix the background. And also, yes, I also will miss the train and the sunsets were always really pretty behind me. So who knows how long it'll stay like this. I just was watching a YouTube video where a guy said, if you have your desk up against a wall and you stare at a wall all the time, you're going to ruin your eyesight because it'll get you more nearsighted. And last time I went to the eye doctor, my prescription went up for nearsightedness. So therefore I was like, maybe I'll move my desk.
Marissa, so all I'm hearing is my health.
Jason.
Me. But what about me? What about your podcast partner? I depend on that view. It's one of my regular things. Every week I get to see outside your window. I get to hear the train coming. I get to see the train sometimes. If I squint, I can see the train outside your window. I feel like I'm in Chicago when I am like looking at your window at the L. Is that the L that goes by your thing? Is that
the Metro?
I just thought it was all the L. I gotta be honest with you.
It was great.
I thought every above ground train was the L in Chicago. I just gotta tell you that. But you're making a big change. Listen, I did all this. For you and my other hosts. I did that for you guys. And now you come here and now you got your blurry background.
We're in the middle of a story, Jason. Just let it evolve. Just let it evolve. You might. We'll see what happens next time. I hear you. I take in your feedback and so also my health.
I'm so disappointed. Listen, I'm so off my game. I didn't even announce which episode this was of The Good Wife. Okay, this is a Good Wife.
Welcome to the Good Pod.
Welcome to the Good Pod. This is Good Wife Season 3, Episode 4, Feeding the Rat. Marissa, you gotta feed the rat. You gotta go back to your wild window ways. Okay, you gotta feed the rat. Great episode title, which is I don't know. As far as episode titles go, it referenced like one small thing in the episode.
That was it. Okay.
Cool. I understand where we got that from, but listen, this is a huge episode for like, in terms of moving plots, it wasn't like huge, but just in general, like all the storylines, all of the guest stars, this is a huge guest star episode.
Like the universe is expanding in this episode. We've got more people connected in the good verse because there's just so many people in it.
And listen, the Good Wife decided they needed a diversity initiative. Okay, we had a ton of black people in this episode just out of nowhere. I'm just like, wow, these black people are outnumbering the white people on this episode. It's crazy. I was like, where did this come from?
At the same time, they were on the screen at the same time, even, Jason.
Yeah, for sure. And like, black people were able to meet black people. We got some black talk. I was like, oh my God. Dialogue between two black people saying, hey, what is this show I'm watching? Saying The Good Wife, is it?
Is this the future?
Yeah, listen. And we had a guest star that I don't even think they realized what they had when they had this guest star because he didn't do much. It's one of our favorite people, Marissa, me and you.
Oh, yeah.
Randall, a.k.a. Sterling K. Brown, being scummy. Like you see, I got my little board here. Darkest timeline Randall, because that's what we got in this episode. Randall out here mowing people down for gas station cash. Yeah, so a lot happened this episode.
So little lines for him, yet he's still on point. He was still
just killing it.
He's still
pun not intended. Pun not intended. Just killing it. just every line delivery. Nope, not him. Nope, not him. No, not him either. Oh,
but he did it, man.
That's him. I was like, oh, Sterling. Okay, before we dive super deep into the episode, want to remind you some free and easy ways for you to support this podcast. You can do that by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, a 5-star review, please. You can also do that by rating the podcast wherever you can. That's Apple, Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button wherever you can. That will really help us get into the eyes and ears of more people so we can develop and grow our Good Pod community. So if you can help us in those ways, that'd be great. If you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. With that out of the way, Marissa, let's dive into this episode. This is a really busy episode. Storylines just crisscrossing and jam into each other. That was a bad use of phrasing. But let's dive into it. Let me stop you start talking so I can.
All right, Jason.
Not do the talk.
We got this. We got this. Okay. This episode also, I think, to me at least, maybe it's just because I've been watching Elsbeth for the past couple weeks as that season came to an end, but there were some very Elsbethian things happening in this episode, such as the beginning of this episode. We got to see the crime being committed in a way. So the episode opens and we see a robbery happen. There's a guy, a white guy. I don't usually bring up race, but it is personal. It is not like pertinent to this case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So a white guy's at an ATM. He doesn't have enough funds. He walks over to the store, the convenience store, is walking through, and then all of a sudden there's a robbery. He pushes himself to the back of the store, and he gets taken in for questioning. At this point, I'm like, oh, what a good Samaritan. You're doing so great.
Well, and important to talk about. The place gets robbed.
Oh, did I not say that? It happened. And the guy got shot. Yeah.
Pretty important part. The robber shoots and kills the clerk behind the counter. And we see and hear this whole thing take place. So we spend the good part of this episode knowing that our guy Travis is not the guy, but
he's not the guy. That's the old we don't know who it is, but he's not the guy. So he gets taken in and he's calling his wife and he's, hey, I'm at the police department. And then I just was like, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. Carrie Agos is here. It's not good.
The devil has arrived. Like, it's just the way Carrie was dressed. And he already has that kind of slick talking, like, hey, why don't you come over here? Let's just talk for a little bit. Let's just talk.
It's such a noisy room here. Let me take you. I was like, don't you do that.
Do not ever go anywhere with Carrie. Do not be in private with Carrie ever, because that never ends well for anyone. He's, hey, why don't you just come on over here for a minute? Let me talk to you. Like, oh, what's going on? I think we all knew. Watch this. I was like, oh crap, what's happening now?
Yeah, and like he making conversation as Carrie does, and Travis is. I had to call my wife. He's wives. Am I right?
Wives, right?
In-laws. Oh boy, let me tell you about them. And I was like, what?
Carrie, what do you know about wives and in-laws? You're 12. What do you know about that?
Exactly.
No, nothing.
Exactly. And so he's like doing his little charm, and then so you told the police, like, you walked in and you didn't touch anything, like that's what happened. And the guy's, I was looking for a toy for my kid. Oh, but why were your fingerprints on this greeting card rack? You said you didn't touch anything, so therefore I must arrest you. Like, this is, or keep you in for investigation. That was his line of logic, which was very weak, in my opinion.
I think he knew it was weak as well. He just needed some sort of excuse to,
it was so dumb.
Finger this man for whatever. And this is Carrie's specialty. Carrie takes these unsuspecting people. Hey, let me come over and talk to you. He did the same thing with last season with those 2 students that killed a pharmacist or whatever. He did the same damn thing. Hey, I just want to talk to you for a minute. Lull you in. And hey, let me ask you some really simple questions. And then, guess what? You're arrested. Oh, okay. Like, this is Carrie's thing. So Travis is just, wait, what? I touched the greeting cards. Sorry, my bad. I just witnessed a murder. Maybe I'm not in my totally right mind. Excuse the hell out of me.
Yeah. Whatever, Carrie. So they hold him for investigation. Alicia gets assigned to this case as a pro bono case through legal aid because she had signed up, which comes into play later, but we'll talk about that later.
Will's like, give me a pro bono if you
especially this episode.
I was waiting all week for that joke. Ever since I saw this episode, I was like, pro bono. That's gonna kill Marissa. It's gonna kill her. It's gonna get her. And you didn't really laugh. See, that's what I'm saying. There you go. Much better.
She was assigned pro bono, and we find out that there's an eyewitness that says that they can identify who the murderer was because they were there. And who do they have? Who is our eyewitness? I don't even know the character's name because he will always be Randall and he will always be Sterling K. Brown, but it is the one and only SKB.
Boylan is his last name or whatever.
Sure. Fine.
Boy, when I saw SKB, I was like, oh, it's SKB. This is gonna be a big moment. This is a big episode. SKB's gonna come out here and he do his damn thing, and then he's just there in
5 lines.
Yeah, 5 lines. He lies. I'm like, oh, SKB did this. I was like, Randall
would never.
Randall. No. Do you think the show thinks we're dumb? Because you knew it was Randall when he lied. You knew it was him.
Randall didn't exist yet.
Wait, what do you mean? No, not at the time you watched the show. Like when you watched it now, you were like, oh no,
yeah.
This guy did it. Like this man did this. I put 2 and 2 together real fast. I was like, oh,
100%.
Randall did it. Randall's the murderer.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
Why are we gonna drag out the rest of this? I know Randall did it.
There's a lot in this episode that I was like, this could have been solved in 2 seconds. But
yeah, especially considering how the end result of this game. Listen, we've been very critical of this show for how they rush endings of stories. This is a prime example of how they do that. We'll talk about it when we get there, but this is like, whoa. Like, that was the lamest ending of a case I think I've ever seen. But yeah.
And our starting point. Yeah, go ahead.
When I saw SKB, I was like, oh, SKB. I was prepared for like such a master class in acting. And then I was like, okay, I guess he wasn't SKB yet. Like, I guess he was just Sterling at that point. He was just Sterling Brown in 2011 when he shot this. He was just Sterling Brown. He didn't have the K yet. He didn't have the K yet. Now he's Sterling K. Brown. I think we just saw Sterling Brown in this role. Like,
he was leveling up. He was definitely,
he was preparing.
He brought it.
He killed it. He killed it. In his limited like time. He killed it. He did what he think. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is our starting point. SKB is like, yo, I can figure out who this is. Let's have a lineup. So they have this lineup where they have people walk through a hallway and then put their arms on the wall and then ask SKB, is this the person? Is this the person? And while this is happening, there's also another person in the mix, and Carrie's very alerted. He's, who are you? Do you need help? And she's, no, I don't need help. I'm fine, thank you. But he's, ooh, a lady.
He gives this Carrie stare like, what do you ask her? Like, can I help you? What do you want? Carrie, how dare you? Rude. First of all.
Yeah, no.
I at first thought this was like SKB's lawyer. Was the SKB
or
wife
called a
lawyer?
Or like around. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and it might be just me because maybe I've seen way too many like 90s boy band videos, music videos. But I was like, that hallway would be perfect for a music video shoot. Like, just you could just see someone like dragging themselves down the hall, just singing, like, just bending down. Yeah, buddy, let's go. It'd be a great music video setting. Lots of life I was thinking. Yeah.
Squat lunges, lots of like leans. Yeah, lots of
pointing, a lot of pointing to the camera.
Yeah, lots of points. Yeah, and some spiky hair for sure.
Carrie will be perfect. Let's get Carrie in there and shoot his music video.
Carrie at this point is, okay, we got our guy. Alicia, what are you going to do? I could give you 2nd-degree murder because there's no prints, but we got a pretty credible eyewitness here. Like, it's a pretty strong case, lady. You might as well just take this deal. And she's like, okay, fine, I'll take it to my clients.
Alicia's just like, okay. It's like, not really giving any resistance. Yeah, seems like an open and shut case. This guy definitely did it. Let me talk to him. I was like, okay, cool.
Back at the state's attorney's office, Peter lets us know that the DOJ has noticed that there's some bias in the way that they are handling plea bargains. Would you say that this might sound familiar? That the Department of Justice sends someone over to make sure that things are in compliance and there's no bias and things are on the up and up.
Maybe, how would I put it? Maybe like a decree of some sort?
Would you consent to that decree?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I think it does sound a lot like that because that's what the lady who Carrie was like, who are you? She is brought here by the DOJ. Her name is Amani Stonehouse, and she is an AUSA who will be like working to monitor the bias situation. And have you seen Amani places?
I've seen Nicole Bahari, who plays Amani. Really, my biggest thing I've seen her in was like commercials for Sleepy Hollow. I was like, I should really watch that show. I think that show was on for 4 or 5 seasons, and the whole time I was like, I should watch that show. Every time I see a commercial, that show seems like up my alley. Maybe I should watch that. That lady's cute. Maybe I should watch that show. But I never did. That's really what I've seen her from. She is in the morning show. Marissa, you were that she was in the morning show. Did you
No, I
end up
just forgot.
remembering? You didn't remembering who she was in the morning show?
I forget her character's name.
Oh, Marissa. Oh my gosh.
So bad.
How dare
so
you?
bad. It's like, really, I don't know why I chose to go into TV podcasting as a hobby, because
Cole's
I can't
also
remember.
she was also in the movie 42, which is also something that like
Jackie
I remember her.
Robinson.
Yes, Jackie Robinson's biopic 42. Yeah, so she's a known.
She's Christina on the morning show. She was in 8 episodes. You're welcome. Thank you, IMDb. But yes, Amani is here. And she has already met Carrie, and Carrie's really showing that he is like not going, he doesn't have any bias in this situation, because he's on the up and up, which is not what he is.
I loved Amani being like, yeah, you gave a max sentence to a black drug dealer, but a discount to a white killer. Tell me again how you're not biased. Tell me again, Carrie. Tell me again. So yeah, I am a little bereft a little bit, because anytime we get a state's attorney staff meeting, I'm like,
no,
Geneva, where are you? Renee Elise, come on out. I know you're here somewhere. Nope. And the arrival of Amani. There's definitely not room for 2 black women on this TV show in this state's attorney's office. Geneva.
Okay. She's probably on Broadway in Rent, maybe, because
maybe.
And also, I was looking it up. I was gonna look it up. When is this happening? When is season 3? This is happening in 2011 still? 2011.
Early 2011 or late 2011.
Yeah, that's probably where she is, because Hamilton's going to happen in 4 years. So
yeah, maybe Geneva's just on her lunch break while this is happening. You know, Geneva, Matan, and Pedro Pascal all are out to lunch when this. So not in the office. They'll be back at some point.
Yeah, they have to be. So they're making friends, Carrie and Amani. Meanwhile, there's a lot of discussion, which we will get into at the firm, about like finances and things and that. But Diane wants to leave pro bono cases because of finances. She's, we can't be doing stuff for free. And so they say, okay, plea out all the pro bono cases that you have. And Alicia's like, we can't really do that because this guy, like, this is great for this guy. And so who comes in? Who's there? Your man.
Julius is here. Hi, Julius. Hi. I just want to give him a big hug when I say, hi, Julius. I missed you. I haven't seen you in a while. I didn't even know you were still on the show. Thank you, Julius. Hi, Julius. Listen, I did know he's on the show because he plays a part in other projects. But I was like, oh my God. It's like seeing someone you haven't seen. And so I'm like, oh my God, Julius, how are you? I just want to pat him on the back.
Did you exclaim out loud? Because I was like, Julius.
Yeah, I exclaimed out loud several times in this episode. I was like, Sterling! And then I was like, Julius! A lot of exclaiming going on. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he's going to help because he wants to move this along. He's involved in a couple of other things, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. So it is time for Travis's court date. His family's there. He's very sad. He's, listen, this is a big mistake. He can't hug his family. The whole, like, don't do anything. And then this is where Julius meets Amani. And Julius is like, oh, just another DOJ thing. This will be over in a month or so. And Carrie's, he must like you.
Yeah.
You're getting off to a great start.
It must be a affirmative action time again in the state's attorney's office that comes around every couple of years. Julius Price seen this before, and he knows it's going to be here now and gone tomorrow. But listen, you got to cherish all the black on black dialogue exchange you can in this show. Wild when you think about the future of this franchise and where it goes. Good fight about how I feel now about the lack of black representation on this show. And for those that haven't watched A Good Fight, there are a lot of black folks in A Good Fight. It's very black.
It's a black show. It's a good black show.
I wouldn't say it's a black show, but I mean,
it's not a black show. I'm not allowed to say that, but it's very close.
It's a lot of black people. So the fact that there's not a lot of black people in this current iteration of the show, like, I see you growing. I see you realizing your mistakes. But yeah, I think this is a special episode of The Good Wife, the black episode. It's just so funny. Hold
on. This will be horrible.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't February.
That would be effed up. That would be messed up. Man, a Black History Month edition of The Good Wife. Tonight at 10.
It was October.
Oh, that would have been just perfect. But yeah, Julius is like, nah, I've seen this before. It's here and gone. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah. And the plan here is to basically use this hearing to get the prosecution to show their hand. And we are introduced to a new judge to us in this, but not a new actor to us. We are introduced to the Honorable Fred Fram. That was his first name. I just put
Fred Fram or Fred Flam or something. Yeah, Harvey Firestein, who's like,
legend.
Marissa, I know that you are a 90s kid like I am, and any and every 90s show that needed a flamboyant character,
Yep.
Harvey Firestein was there. It was like, okay, this is who we're hiring. You need
He was
somebody
like,
really extravagant, and his voice is extremely unique, so you can't miss it. If you hear the voice, like he was on The Masked Singer, I'd be like, oh, that's Harvey Firestein. That's just
he was in
unmistakable.
Mulan.
Yeah.
He was like, you know him when you hear him, and also when you
Yeah.
see him.
For sure.
And he also did a very good episode or interview with Barbara Walters, like when Barbara didn't understand what homosexuality was, and he basically had to explain it to her. So he's been
It's quite an
around the
honor.
block.
It's quite an honor.
He's been doing a lot of work. A lot of work.
Well, I taught Barbara about gay people.
Pretty much. I'm sure she had an, but that was the point of the interview, is just to normalize. But I will always remember him for that too, because he was like, Barbara, like, it's not that weird.
Truly.
So we've got him on the stand. He wants to pass out zucchini bread. He's got a very, I don't know, clubhousey vibe to his courthouse in the scene. And at this point, he seems to be on Alicia's side. At the same time, we've got SKB on the stand, and Alicia is questioning him with the help of Julius and Kalinda. So Julius is on the phone with Kalinda. Kalinda is at the scene of the crime, and they are telephoning questions back and forth to each other. I thought this was fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's obvious what they're doing as Julius runs in and runs out to get questions, and Carrie's just looking over these guys, man. I swear. Carrie's right. They're just trying to get as much info as they can before they go to trial so they can prepare themselves. So they're digging into this story to see who they can trip up and how they can trip people up. SKB gets tripped up, and SKB gives that like death stare. You know what I meant, lady. It's like, SKB. Don't hurt her, SKB, because Alicia gets in a trip up on the stand. It's like, SKB, she hit me, SKB. Don't hurt her. Xavier, don't hurt her from Xavier from Paradise. Don't hurt her.
It's like, what is his name in the show? Anywho, yes. Also, the topic of cross-racial identification comes up with the cop. That's next. And this has been something that has been mentioned in recent previous episodes of this show. Maybe not in this season, so maybe we are just being reminded of it. But since we are watching in a binge, it seems yesterday. But the point that Alicia makes on the stand here is not only is it white people who have trouble identifying black people in lineups because they can't tell people apart, but there has been studies, and I would question the studies, I don't know, that say that it goes the other way around. Like, I could just see it because I'm so cynical in life right now. Who was that study funded by? Who was it? Was it White Men of America? Who really wanted to know the answer here? But science is science.
Yeah, Alicia says that, and Amani just makes a face. She's like, "Oh, no, she did. No, she did not just do that. No, she did not just turn it around." Listen, I could definitely. I know you're against the study, Mercer, but I can definitely see that because I've definitely misidentified some white people in my time.
I think we all can. I think it's just.
I don't know if it follows racial lines. I think is the thing. Let me shut up because I don't know. Let me stop talking right now. But yeah, I love the face. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing, Alicia. I see what you're doing. It's okay. Cool.
Yeah, and eyewitness accounts are notoriously not accurate. No matter who, no matter what, they're just not good. And in this whole conversation, we find out that the police had like a general description of the murder, and also there was an artist sketch. And so she was like, "Oh, that would be great if we could have that. Can we see that? Is it true? Isn't it plausible that the only reason that SKB chose Travis as the person from the lineup is because he saw him in the office being questioned, and it was a general descript white man type of situation?" It's her argument at this time.
Imagine SKB sitting down with the sketch artist. What was his hair like? White. Very white. What about his eyebrows?
He's a white guy.
Also, Very white guy eyebrows. Nose, white nose. You guessed it, white nose. What about his mouth? Do you have to ask? White mouth.
Yeah.
It's like, I love the judge too, because they're like, the detective on the stand when Alicia's questioning him pretty much just slips up and admits that there is a sketch out there. And Alicia's, oh, everybody clocks it too. The judge clocks it. Carrie clocks it. Oh shit, he done messed up. And Alicia's, oh, so there's a sketch out there. I would love to see that sketch. And Carrie, Your Honor, that's impossible. There's so much to do, like with the sketch and the crime scene and all that. And just like, what's the number? I'll call him, because I feel like we can
let's get this taken care of.
I was like, I like you, Judge. I like you. You cool. You real cool, Judge.
It was pretty fun. Kalinda, while she's at the scene of the crime, gets the sketch and is just, questioning people. So Jason is raising his hand for you audio listeners.
I feel like that's a good practice for me. I need to stop interrupting and raise my hand more. Kalinda is talking to this man right in front of her, has a sketch in front of her. I said, Kalinda, this is your man. What are you doing?
Have you looked in the mirror? Basically, that's what she's saying. Like, here.
Like, she's looking at the sketch. She's looking at the guy. And she doesn't go, this is our guy. This is the man. This is the guy. I was like, the sketch matches. Like, he matches his man. Why isn't Kalinda? I found the guy. I found him. Is Kalinda so caught up in all of the stuff going on, she's not using her Kalinda sense? I'm like, Kalinda, come on now. Extra crazy that it turns out that the sketch is just totally fugazi, but it matches this man. Exactly. It's like, did the show go, just make the sketch that guy, because that guy is a white guy. We'll also use him in the show. Like, the sketch looks just like the man. At that point, I was like, oh, is SKP innocent because he has this man as the murderer? Because he looks just like him.
Yeah, I mean, it's uncanny. But the guy says, no, I haven't seen him. I got to get back to work. Of course, that's what he's going to say. So Kalinda also gets a copy of the crime scene photos. And okay, again, I would just like to timestamp for technology purposes that this was 2011. It's megapixels here. We're not talking about what we got now on phones. We're not talking about anything. But Kalinda was able to zoom in and find a lottery ticket, and then also be able to read the barcode off the lottery ticket to find out who it belonged to. So again, we have a case of mismatched technology times, but it helped her. Kalinda goes to visit the home of the lady who bought the ticket. It was this old lady who bought the ticket for her son. She says she's from the lottery control board. Like, people could get away with a lot before Google, because I would literally be there. Lottery control board, is that a thing?
CB, I'm just from the LCB, man. Just don't worry about it.
You know me.
You know, LCB, yeah, you know me. Yeah, man, I'm just the LCB. Everyone's heard of the LCB, right?
Yeah. So while she's there, of course, she does her usual, I have to go to the bathroom, but I'm going to really search everywhere in your house. And she finds out that there's a uniform of the fish guy, who was the guy that she was talking about the sketch with. And so he comes home and his mom's, the lottery control board is here. And she's, bye. Gotta go.
It's like, this guy is guilty in my mind. Like, okay, this is the man. Like, he's got a bunch of cash. Like, considering how this episode ends, like, where'd he get that cash from? Why did he have cash? I wish we had gotten that explained. And
we don't
the work
get
shirt.
that.
She finds the work shirt from the guy she talked to earlier. Bing, bang, boom. We got our killer, Mr. Generic White Man. Here we go.
We get the scene, which I know has other parts to it, but literally it is Kalinda laying the sketch down, laying a photo down, and telling Julius and Alicia, look at this. And they're like, cool, keep me posted. And she's, of course. Like, I was like, okay.
An important part of what you just said, she told Julius and Alicia. Interestingly.
Okay, but they were not on camera at the same time.
Possibly.
They were not.
Or the Kings were like, all right, Juliana, we will honor your request of not sharing scenes with Archie. It's going to take it. We can't just cut it. It's going to take a minute to transition. Juliana's like, all right, fine. But here's what we'll do. I'll be in scenes with her, but I won't look her in the face. I won't acknowledge her. I won't talk to her. I won't say her name, because every scene they were in, quote unquote, together, she never looked this woman in the face. She literally, you can tell, is looking away from wherever Clint's like. And I don't feel like that's a Alicia Clinton thing. I feel like it's like a Juliana Archie thing. It's like,
yes,
I will not look at you in the face. I don't want to look at you. You disgust me for whatever reason. And are you saying that it's more camera magic, that they're maybe not in the same?
No, they could have been in the same room. Like, they could have 100%, but I think the camera shot was them not on the screen at the same time.
I can, because I
don't think it was camera magic.
I was paying attention. They were in the same room. Like, they were like just a few feet.
Room.
It seemed like they were just a few feet apart. There's the scene we're talking about right now where she's showing the photos, and I can see Julius right next to her, and Alicia like walks up and like she's in that camera shot. Now, again, because there are like I think there are at least 2 moments in this episode where they're in the room together, and Alicia's just looking off from.
Yeah,
Kalinda.
But that's my point, is like Alicia was not next to Kalinda. So if you're editing, it's really easy.
Yeah,
or if you're framing a shot, it's not camera magic. Like, this is basic film. Like, it's not magic.
Oh, okay. Jason's dumb.
No, but it's not like the other magic. It's not like the other magic. Like,
there's
the
no
other
green
magic
screens
is
involved.
magic.
Yeah.
Correct. This is just filming. It's strategic filming. Sorry.
Maybe. Who knows? I was just like, oh, okay, because we're like we said last episode, we're on high alert to look at these Kalinda Alicia scenes if they're already. I honestly did not think. I thought we were done with any Kalinda Alicia scenes. So I was surprised. I was like, oh, okay, here we go.
There's a moment that I will bring up later that we need to talk about. Okay, so at this point in the episode, Will is doing some other stuff, which we'll talk about in a minute. But this intersects with Alicia's storyline because he calls and he's like, hey, what you doing? She's working. What are you doing? He's, hey, I sort of miss you. He's, hey, I sort of miss you too. Vibes, vibes, vibes. And then he's got to leave and he says, okay, bye, love you. Oh. And just, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? And then he ends the call. Alicia's go, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later or whatever. Just go. And he's, okay, goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about the Will stuff, and it's crazy about who he was looking at when he said that, which is like weird. But yeah, listen, who amongst us haven't done something like this? It's terrifying to do it in this brand new relationship, of course. Like, who hasn't called their female teacher mom at some point, right? It's similar to that. Okay, mom, did you just call Mrs. whatever mom? Oh my God. Who hasn't done that, right? Who hasn't slipped up?
It's true. It happens. It happens.
Done whatever. But that was, I audibly gasped. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh no, he didn't just do that. So yeah, that was definitely a moment for sure. A moment.
He did though. He did. Kalinda's following the lead of the fish guy, finds out that he goes to AA. It's a dead end there. Diane is wanting to help on this case because she's like finding her conscience and like dealing with what direction the firm will go in, which I keep saying we'll talk about.
It's in the other story.
We'll talk about.
It's in the other story.
Yeah. But she like wants to join in, and she's here. We could just put this on the fish guy. That's what we could do. Mm-hmm. And so they go back to court and they move to dismiss. And at this, this is the scene. Kalinda walks in to a courtroom. We don't know if it's the same one. We never see like a far shot with everybody in the room. It's just her and a wall and a door. And she walks in and she stands against a wall and she looks like she's cheering Alicia on. I swear this is like part of that thing, because I'm like, that could have been filmed anytime. Definitely. In no context. And because I want to see if we see that footage again, if she just walks in.
It's just a weird moment too.
Yeah.
Is this supposed to let us know that Kalinda still admires Alicia? She's still like, I think she's longing for Alicia's friendship, like by watching her like this? Like, what is this supposed to tell us in this?
It's supposed to not let us, the viewers, know that these two are fighting in real life. And so, I guess we're not like together all the time, but I'm still in your corner. Like,
it's like, oh, for you. I miss Alicia. I miss you. You go get him, girl. I wish we could have drinks about this later, but we won't. But I miss you, girl.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think when they can, they're definitely going to pull those tricks. They're not going to be in the same space, in the same room when you think they are. Just this whole Julius go between earlier in the episode of tells 100%. Julius something, and Julius tells Alicia. That's prime example of that. Like any other time, Kalinda would be looking at her phone, finding stuff out, and go running to tell Alicia. But now we have the Julius in between.
I gotta say, if I was on this set, I would be extremely annoyed. Like, I would be like, we have to do all of this because of what? I don't know. We still don't know what. But anywho, at this point, they are talking about dismissing the case. So Alicia gives her point. She's, look, basically, we have nothing on this guy. There's no reason to keep him. We've got more evidence on this other person. So let's just dismiss the case. And the judge like listens in. But then Amani's let me argue this one. And she pulls the civil rights movement card. She's my grandfather. Always says justice can't, or it's an injustice to do something without fully listening or giving a listening ear. And of course, the judge is, oh my gosh, I wrote my paper on your grandfather. I'm so into this. I understand. You're so important. And Julius is, I am a black man, so I will also stand up.
Just like I would also like to put in my respectness for her grandfather. I like him as well. I cannot, as a black man, not have it be said, especially after a white man says it. I have to also put in my blackness into the pot and let you know that I also respect this civil rights leader. So,
and yeah,
that's all
great.
Let's get on the record.
But also, let's dismiss the case. And then the judge is, I think it would be injustice if we didn't give a listening ear.
Oh man.
And afterwards, Carrie's and she's like, I don't pull that car often. And then he says, does it get you into restaurants? So I have a feeling like, I don't know, maybe he asked her out or something. Anywho, but then the judge is like, hey, Amani, thank you so much. Miss Stonehouse, thank you so much. I have chills.
Oh my God.
Really, I mean, it was so great.
If I'm Alicia or Julius or anyone, I'm like, hey, what? Recuse yourself, bro. Because
right?
That's not cool. You literally just like commended this woman, this lawyer, about her grandfather, this and that. You have a personal bias, judge, so recuse yourself.
Bye.
See ya.
Yeah. Yeah, because basically they decide to go to trial. Like the hearing portion is over, and he's okay. We're going to move to trial, and you know where I stand. Basically, like anytime Amani speaks, I will listen. Is basically what he's telling everybody. Yeah. Yes. So now we come to the Kalinda magic section of our programming, where Kalinda brings everybody together, and was it everybody? Was Alicia there? Yes. I would have to look at the filming again just to see how it was. But anywho, she's okay. The line of sight checks out between where people were, and this checks out. But if you're standing outside, you wouldn't see when the clerk reached under the counter to get the gun. And that's something that SKB said, and he would only know that if he was in the store. Okay, Jason, they knew what the store looked like for 5 days now.
The woman was literally talking to Julius about line of sight outside of the store 20 minutes ago in episode time. She didn't think about that then. It's as if she had a Elspeth Eureka moment off screen. And she's just like, oh, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's impossible for him to have seen it. Like, that is such... I don't
so call... lazy.
Thank you. I was just going to say, I don't call the Kings lazy very often. But this was super lazy. This was just like, I don't know how to end this, guys. Let's just say that it was impossible for him to see it, and boom, bang, done. Just to really just... I felt like we were riding a good height on this plot line. We're up there. We're like, okay, this is a good plot line. I like this. SKB is obviously guilty, but let's see how they figure it out. It's almost like an Ellsworth episode. Let's see how they figure out how SKB did this. And it was like, we just figured it out. Like, we just thought about it some more, and he's guilty. Oh, okay.
We're not going to give SKB a goodbye scene.
Right.
Like, it's just, oh, okay, so this is the line of sight thing. This is where he must have known. So that's it. So let's go get Travis out of jail.
But again, he was just Sterling Brown in that moment. So we didn't need to give him an SKB exit. But what would have been cool is to get the reaction from Amani, right? A race-heavy story, and to find out that they were looking for a white man and it was this black man the whole time that bamboozled everybody. I think that would have been a great moment for Amani, like, to act her ass off to show, oh, damn, like that, I didn't see that coming or whatever. I just felt like it really just was like a deflated balloon of like a...
Or like, for Amani to ensure that SKB did got the same treatment that the white guy was going to get, and he wasn't going to
Right.
get more.
Because she's
Wasn't going
not
to get
biased.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Carrie wasn't like, and 25 extra years because black people. Like,
It would be.
so
It would have been a good time to have Carrie be like, make sure you don't give him the white killer discount or something like that. Something Carrie shit.
yeah,
Yeah, I just felt like it was really just a wasted moment. Just like it's like,
yeah.
ugh. It just felt like they ran out of time, and they're just like, all right, we'll just say he did it because they figured it out. Whatever, just keep moving. It just really felt lazy and rushed.
It was, yeah, it was. They did pack a lot into this, but I would have liked a little bit more of a button on the story of the case itself, or at least something more there. But to wrap up what Alicia's involvement in this episode, Will comes back from his adventures, and he's okay, and he's like super happy. Like he's vibing, he's there, and Alicia's, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And he's, are you sure? She's so sure. Never been so sure. And then he says to her, I'm not interested in anything else. And Alicia does, I thought this was like rude in a way. You're talking about it. I told you, like, look at you. You're talking about it. And it was like, you could just like have a conversation. Like, maybe not at work, but you could have it.
Here's my thinking, right? We talked about how like Alicia jumped from one super serious relationship to now this is like the love of not her life, but a love that was a love that could have been, right? She jumped into this. I feel unrequited
love that then got requited.
Yeah, it's now very quieting. So I feel like she doesn't want this to be serious yet. I feel like Alicia really just wants to have fun right now. Let's not get super duper serious. I just want to bang around. I just want to have no drama. Like I don't want to even talk about feelings right now. I just got out of a crazy marriage. A lot has happened. I feel like right now she just wants to have fun. She does not want to talk about feelings. She does not want to get serious. Yes, she really wanted her relationship. She really wanted this to be with Will, but I feel like she's just trying to put off the feeling stuff till later. Just I want to have fun right now.
Yeah, I get where she's coming from. I just wish she could handled it better. Like,
yeah, for sure.
That because he's no fuss, no mess. And so like in this episode, we do see Will has feelings. Like Will has gotten to that point. He has been harboring these feelings for a very long time. He's acted on these feelings now. And so everything is there. And he's also in his adventures that we are about to talk about. He is given a view into his old life that he doesn't want anymore. And he can see something happening with Alicia. So he's like there, and they haven't had the DTR, as you said, has not happened. And this was an opportunity to do that. And I just fear that like now the vibes are going to be awkward and off because they didn't have the conversation.
Yeah, Alicia is actively avoiding DTRing, and
Yeah.
Will seems like he's ready to be. Will is ready to pull the trigger on this relationship.
Yeah.
And like I said, Alicia's just let's hold off on that for now. I think Alicia's having fun being a quote unquote bad girl, like having sex in office bathrooms, sneaking around. I think she's embracing her not evil. She's embracing her like her bad girl phase. She's embracing her. You got her bangs out. She got almost covering her whole ass eye. She is fierce Alicia now, and I don't think she wants to go back to a girlfriend, boyfriend. What does this relationship mean? Everything's been so serious for Alicia for the last 2 years, for sure. And I think she's not ready to go back into that seriousness yet. She just wants to pump your brakes. We're just having fun right now. We can talk about the whatever later. Right now, we're just having fun.
Yep. Okay, so that was the case of the week. There's a lot going on the firm side as well. So also at the start of this episode, Eli means business. He is here to make a deal. Listen, I want Kalinda and Alicia to work for me full time. And also, Kalinda, while I'm talking to you about this, I'm going to let you know that there will be a time that I will leave this firm and I will take you with. And she's okay, but I don't really see how this will come to fruition. At this point, Diane, Will, and Julius walk in, a decision maker, Julius, in to hear his pitch.
Literally, my notes, Julius! Like many exclamation points.
Yes. And so he's making his pitch, and I will take Kalinda, what's her name? what's your last name? Sharma. And his pitch is basically like, my business is 24/7. I need 24/7 dedication. Like, this isn't cutting it for me. And Will says no, like flat out, no. What's next? And Diane is, we should talk about this.
Will's like, you trying to take my two best girls? No way, bro. You trying to take Alicia and Kay? He probably uses Kay. Like, not Kay. You can't take me for sure.
Oh, not Kay.
Not Kay.
Yeah.
But I like when Eli's, yeah, I'm going to need you as well. Like, once I get the campaign rolling back up. And Kalinda's, so you want me to work in the same vicinity as Peter? Like,
Peter.
Nah, bro. That ain't going to happen. He's like, why? She's like, just because. Can't tell you. I really do think we're getting closer and closer to Eli figuring out, like, the Kalinda Peter thing. I really do. As I think just one mention of Kalinda to Peter, and Peter be like, whoa, what? No. And then Eli will clock it like, Kalinda acts weird about Peter. Peter acts weird about Kalinda. I feel like things are connecting here. I feel like it's only a matter of time before that happens.
Yep. Diane is very concerned about the firm because a recession is coming. So her pitch to Will about this is, look, you don't want to be dependent on Eli. You don't want to have to give up things for Eli because he's bringing in so much money. We need to diversify our services. Why don't we try to get a bankruptcy department in here as well? And just to let you know, I know that there's a firm that's splitting and it's got litigation and bankruptcy. And Will's like, no, because we know that this is Celeste's firm from last episode. And he's, no, we already said no. And she's, I know, but that didn't include bankruptcy. So go to this bar association thing and talk to her and see what you can find out.
I was like, not episodes connecting. Oh my gosh, look at you, Kings. Because I feel like definitely season one, it felt like very standalone episodes. And now we got like little tendrils connecting episodes. Mm-hmm. I was just like, okay, Kings, I see you in your bag now. I was honestly surprised like we were getting Celeste again. I was like, oh, like Cuddy is back again. Cuddy's gonna be like a featured guest star this season, maybe. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep. So he goes to the bar association thing and is basically confronted by his old life. This guy comes up and is, hey, do you want to go to the strippers and something thing later? And he's, yeah, maybe not. Like, maybe that's not something I'm going to do.
Just randomly Lutz from 30 Rock. It's, yes! What are you doing here?
Yeah, he shows up. And then he goes and he finds Celeste, and there's just a seat available right next to her. And the person who's speaking is their old boss from Baltimore. And we learn that Celeste had sex with him at one point, and she's not shy about telling people what she's done with who. And so he's trying to charm her, have these discussions. And she's like, where's Alicia? Where's your other lawyer friend? So the jealous card is still being played between these two. As mentioned before, Diane wants to leave pro bono, and when she's telling everyone this, she gets a call from Will, and Will's updating Diane on the situation. And the name Celeste is said in front of Alicia, and Alicia has a look.
Makes a face. Like, you just said a C word. Did I hear what you just said? You Celeste, the Celeste.
Yeah.
The Celeste formerly of Will and Celeste. Oh boy. Alicia knows there's trouble brewing on the horizon.
Yes. Speaking of Celeste and trouble, Celeste pulls a move. It's like one of the most awkward, ballsy, inappropriate moves I think I have ever seen portrayed in a corporate setting. Not really, probably not, but it was awkward. It was bad. She is talking to Will, chit-chatting, and then who comes around? Oh, it's Peter. And she... like, literally, this is where she's telling Will, you have to feed the rat because, like, it's time for you to come back, whatever. You have to be who you are. And you can have your little apple-cheeked lawyer friend. And he's like, apple-cheeked? And then this is when Peter comes in and he's, that's pretty weird. Alicia Florrick, married to this guy, works for this guy. And then she says, discuss.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, excuse me?
Yes, I was like, this is so good. Get him, Celeste, get him. And it's interesting because Peter walks in and you just see Will shrink. Will's like not into this interaction at all. He's just, oh my God. Peter's also like weird, but I feel like Peter is always trying to like alpha dog up on Will.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like Will's always just kind of like, hey Peter, what's up? What's going on? Hey buddy, how's it going? And like Celeste is just like taking the elephant in the room by the trunk and is like, hey everybody, let's talk about this elephant guy right here. Let's talk about this big ass elephant. It's like,
not only that, she's, hey, I worked with Will once. And also, Will was my first threesome. Peter,
Bro.
like,
Bro, I was like, oh my God. And you just see Will just turning red, like just super red. He's like, oh my God, someone please kill me. Please put me out of my misery. And Celeste is like just throwing everything out there. She's, oh yeah, you too? Alicia, like you said, Alicia is your wife. She works for you. You guys have so much in common, don't you?
yeah.
Like really just saying it without
Saying
saying it.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because, I feel like Peter, I would love to know what Peter thinks right now. I feel like Peter is probably in his mind 100% sure that Will and Alicia are doing the
He's thought
nasty.
that since he went over to her house and they had that
Yeah.
ungodly conversation outside where he was like, "You're like," they hadn't even done anything yet, and
Yeah.
he had said that this is what's going on. So he has thought this since the beginning of time.
Yeah, I love Celeste is just poking the bear. Just, hey, how about this? How about this? How else? She talks about how's it been like with you guys basically kind of sharing Alicia? Are there been any awkward moments? Let me know what everything is. Quite an arrangement, isn't it? And Celeste, they talk about the kids, and Celeste is,
Yeah.
Will, have you met Alicia's kids? Basically, hey, has Alicia brought the kids over to you, Will, to meet the kids? Which is probably a really sticky point for Peter. She brought my kids around you, bro. Like Peter, and Will's like, no, sir. He's not. He can't look Peter in the face. He's like looking down the girl. Nope, haven't met him yet. Have not met those kids yet, Peter. Definitely haven't seen them. Have never met one of those kids. And Celeste is just like, I just don't get kids. And Peter's, if you got them, you get them. Which I got one. I still don't get them.
But also, like, Peter, you're not super dad.
Not at all. And Celeste is like, oh, I love boys and girls. Like, it's too much. Will eventually just, you know what? It's almost like a test of who's gonna tap first, Peter or Will. And Will's like, you know what? I'm just gonna tap out. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go because I can't. It's like, who can stand this conversation longer, Peter or Will? And Peter wins this round.
Yeah. Back at the office, Eli is continuing to figure out like the power structure, like who holds the power in the firm, and he's asking this of Kalinda. Because Kalinda would know, apparently, and she is doing her best to say things without saying things. She does say that if you want to persuade Diane, talk to David. If you want to persuade Will, talk to Alicia. And Eli brings up Alicia's role, and all Kalinda's, she can be very persuasive. And so I think you're right that Eli's smelling something around this.
For sure. And listen, don't tease a David, Eli interaction and not give it to me this episode. I feel like we definitely got it. Like when that happens, it's gonna be fireworks. Great. Yeah, it's gonna be great. But yeah, if I was in that office, I go to Kalinda too, because Kalinda seems to know everything about everything, even stuff she shouldn't know. She probably knows. So it's like, yeah, that's who I would go to as well for the hot office goss.
Yeah, it's her business to know.
That's I love
pretty much what she does.
I love that Eli is so confounded by this. Like, there's no obvious power structure here. Eli's I'm lost. Like, I don't know who to suck up to. I don't know who to bribe, blackmail. Everyone just seems to be on equal footing. What is going on here?
Just wait, Eli. Wait to see what happens with the firm. But yes, at this point, okay, so Will has left the little conversation that he didn't want to be a part of. He rushes outside on the street. This is when he makes the phone call to Alicia, who's, hey, babe, I miss you. And then she sees Celeste coming out, and that's when he says, I love you at that moment. And then he's got to go, goodbye. And Celeste comes over and is, listen, I wasn't trying to get you to give me a home. I want to give you a home at my firm, because basically we're creating this whole new firm. And also, if you come work for me, you could be a baseball commissioner, because it was like, because we have the league. And I was like, this logic, this is insane. But okay, sure.
It was a wild jump. It was just like, yeah, we had the baseball commissioner. I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it'd be like an honor for Will to represent the baseball commissioner. Maybe that would be a thing for him. It's like, no, you could actually be the commissioner. It's like, well,
yes.
That is like outrageous. Like, what? That is such a crazy carrot to dangle. You could be a whole ass commissioner of a whole ass league. You had the baseball know-how. I was like, oh, okay, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
He has his sports thing. He wants to be in sports in some capacity. But
he was an anchor on Sports
Tomorrow.
Night, for God's sake.
He was. But this is not a, hey, come join us and you'll be commissioner tomorrow type of thing. It's going to take some time. at the same time, Diane's trying to figure out what to do with the pro bono stuff. So she goes to break up with Legal Aid in person. This is where she meets another guest star of this episode. I know him from the This Is Us ripoff A Million Little Pieces, but he also was in 40-Year-Old Version and Weeds.
Yeah,
And
I met him in Weeds. Did I meet him in Weeds first? 40-Year-Old Virgin. He's one of the best parts of 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's
yes,
crazy. The scene with him, Steve Carell, and Kevin Hart will live in my heart and mind for until I die. It's like one of the best comedy scenes in movie history, in my opinion. So I love me some Romany Malco. He was great in Weeds, like I said, 40-Year-Old Virgin. So when I saw him, I was like, oh my God, it's this guy. I love this guy. Listen, just adding to the blackety blackness of this episode.
yeah.
And I loved how earnest this guy was. It's not really a character that I'm sure at the time I was used to him playing, because he's always been like super comedic and like raunchy in everything else I'd seen him in before this. So just see him like really play earnest was like a really different side of him that I've seen before.
Yeah, he was like telling people, "You going to court? Here's a tie. I got a tie for you." All this stuff, and Diane walks in and says, "Hey, so I know everyone's leaving, and we are also leaving because we can't really afford to do free work anymore." And he's, yeah, no problem. Like, I get it. Not a big deal. Our funding's been cut too. We might not even be here. Not a big deal. He's so about it. And Diane is, oh my God, the world is ending. Legal aid could be gone. And I do that he says, one thing I know about nonprofits is someone always steps up. And I'm like, it's Diane. Diane's going to step up. Diane's going to be the one.
Yeah, of course. And it's almost as if he knew what to expect when Diane was coming in, because he was so like, thank you so much. You are saving our bacon by keep doing these pro bonos. Like, just already giving her the guilt trip. Will tried to tell her. Will's like, hey, break up with Legal Aid over the phone. Don't do it in person. Because I know you, Diane, and your bleeding heart. But yeah, she cannot. It's like the worst situation you could have walked into, because you see that this guy's obviously juggling so many plates, so many balls in the air. He is frantic, and he is not frantic, but he's able to definitely do all these things, but he's got so much on his plate. Diane's like here to put just another thing on his plate, and you just tell it's killing her to have to think that she has to do this in the moment.
Because at the end of the day, like, Diane really does believe in the justice system, and she really does want it to help people and work for people in the right way. And so, like, just having to break up with Legal Aid is hard for her, let alone hearing that their funding could be gone and they won't have anywhere to go.
We pretty much went through a Scrooge type of here without the dreams and the Christmas past or whatever.
Yes,
She
thank God.
starts yeah, she starts the episode of Bono. Bah, why are we still doing that nonsense? And then by the end she's like, oh my God, we must help the legal aid department. We got to take on all these pro bono cases. All of our lawyers will take on extra work. It's what day is it, little Timmy? It's Christmas, Mrs. Lockhart. Bye everyone, gooses, or whatever the hell it was. It was such a journey for Diane this whole episode.
It was. Will is, after he heard he could be baseball commissioner, he's like, all right, let me just go see what this is about. So he goes up to, I don't know, I have been to many conferences. These hotel after hour things can be like, as you see in this situation, there could be one with a bunch of strippers. There could be some some poker going on.
Marissa,
not me. Not me. No, not me.
Let me find out, Marissa. Let me find out the dark confessions of Marissa Garza out here on so these conferences where different Marissa
you know where I am? You know where I am? I am in my hotel room reading a book. Like, I never go to any of these things.
My gosh.
But anywho, he goes to play poker with Celeste, and he's there into the morning. Like, it's a while, and he's looking around. I'm out. And he's up when he leaves. Everyone's surprised that he's leaving the table. And Celeste is like egging him on. He's, what? When you're up, can I buy you breakfast? All this stuff. And he's, listen, no, I don't want this life anymore. I didn't like it before. I don't want it now. I would be losing what I love for something in the future. And Celeste, wait, what do you love? What is that thing you'd be losing that you love? And the argument is basically like, Celeste is, I know you want to win big. You can't do that, Lockhart Gardner. And he's, yeah, that's not me anymore. I want to work where I'm at. And it's like really just him realizing he loves Alicia.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like Celeste is trying to get out of him. Like, what do you love, Will? Huh? What do you love? You say you're using that love word a lot. Do you love maybe somebody at your law firm? So, no, I love the work. The work is what I love. Someone has to be at work with Alicia, at work with all of my colleagues. Someone's got to be there to do the hard work. Celeste, I can't chase this crazy dream that's 10 to 15 years down the line. I need to, I guess in his mind, put in the work or whatever. Don't chase these crazy dreams. Enjoy what you have with Lockhart Gardner because that is a success. Don't go throw it all away to chase a crazy dream because this is Celeste basically saying like, take a chance. This is a brand new firm. Who knows if it's going to work out or not. Come to this firm or to leave what you have in this, like one of the only successful law firms at this point in Chicago. It was like, no, I'm not 25 years old anymore.
Right.
Being able to chase this, I got to be a big boy and do my big boy responsibilities.
Oh, Will, you're growing.
Yeah.
Back
I
at the
do
office,
love
yeah.
I do love I feel like if this was not a CBS network show, we'd have gotten a lot more debauchery like in that hotel room. Like the wild and crazy hotel stuff is just a poker game. We do see a stripper at one point.
There was.
Yeah. But just that's the wild. I feel like there would be some drugs involved. This is like an HBO Max show. It'd be like a Euphoria thing on if it was on HBO Max. Like just debauchery all around.
There was that one episode of The Office where it got wild. But anywho, back at the office, speaking of The Office, see what I did there. Back at the office, Diane is very contemplative. She's looking around. There's like a shot of her through a window. There's like all of this stuff. She's walking around and Eli's, what are you doing? She's like looking around and he's, an espresso machine would be nice.
He's like, okay, weirdo. Diane's literally just walking around aimlessly. She like literally walks into Eli's office. She's like, what do you want? Because in Eli's world, you don't walk into anyone's office just cause. And
Yeah.
like The Good Wife for some reason got super cinematic in these last 5 minutes of the show where Diane's like wistfully looking out her window. There's just like a fun transition at the end of the episode where the lights are weird at the end of the episode. So this just got really cinematic all of a sudden.
At this point, Will has come back from his adventures. He stops to talk to Alicia, which we already talked about, and then he crosses the hall to go talk to Diane and updates her and basically is like, they're starting their new firm. They're taking bankruptcy and taxes with them. There's nothing for us here. And then Diane's, I'm tired of waiting. I'm like, Diane, what are we waiting for? You could do this all the time. You are in charge. But anywho, she's, I'm tired of waiting. I want to make a big move. I want to bring legal aid in-house and I want them to sit next to Eli. And he's going to hate it, but he'll get over it and we'll get new space and people will help out. And this is the plan. And she's like, I want to do this and I want your okay. And Will says, okay.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
but I'm so looking forward to Eli's freak out because he's all about optics. He's all about like what it's like to walk into his office. And if he's got like legal aid right outside, it's going to be so great.
Yeah, I can't have people looking at the poor people next to me in my office. I can't have that. Like, why you put me...
Big Cheese signed him. Like, He's got to keep the cheese people happy.
Eli is the big cheese now. So yeah, that will be a fun moment for his freak out. I love that Eli gave his little contributions to the episode, but it wasn't really, and honestly, this wasn't even an Alicia heavy episode. Like when you really think about it, a lot of things were happening around Alicia. Alicia was present for a lot of it, but it wasn't a heavy Alicia episode. It was a Will Diane mess around and really love those episodes.
I thought it, and a little bit of Carrie.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. It was slimy Carrie. A little bit of slimy Carrie.
It was Will, Diane, and Julius. Welcome back, Julius. We missed you.
Happy to see ya.
Yeah. So that's our episode for this week. Marissa, do you want to give the good folks out there on the internet where they can find you and what you are up to these days?
Hey, good folks. You can find me at itsmemarissag.com. You can sign up for my mailing list or get links to any of the other socials that I'm on there. I don't know, Jason, I don't know what 2025 is. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. If you want to start a podcast, I'll talk to you. I'll help you start a podcast. If you have a business and you have systems issues and you want to figure out how to do your systems, I'll talk to you. Do you just want to talk it out? I'll talk to you. You can find me. You can find me there. I'm having a little bit of an existential crisis in terms of how to bring my life together.
You need a hotline. You want to talk? Call 1-800-MARR-ISA. Like, you just need a hotline.
Yeah. Use Marissa. Don't use the other names that I have been called on this podcast.
My ass. Do it.
But yes, so that's if you're into that vibe, you can find me there. Jeez. Oh, and
Fantastic.
also on Whirlwind Podcast, previous Little Liars is running season 3 of Pretty Little Liars, where we are watching Pretty Little Liars, but only the previously ons. So if you're a big PLL fan, check that out. Okay,
Uh,
Jason, what are you up to?
yeah, you can find me on social media, Blue Sky JR33D. You can get some hot skeets. Like last Saturday, I skeeted one of the worst days of the year is the day you have to go back to mowing your lawn. Those are the great skeets you will get if you follow my account. um, as far as podcasting goes, you can always find me on my podcast, A Perfect Match. We are now on Patreon, digging into old seasons of Married at First Sight, me and Asia Welch. So check that out if you can. Patreon.com/A Perfect Match Podcast. Got some other things out there as well. I was on, actually, I'm not even sure if this is out yet at the time of recording, but I will be on the podcast Crime Scene with our friends Sarah Carradine and Mari Forth. It was a double feature episode. I talked about
Ooh.
Deadly American Murder. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. And also I talked about Untold Shooting Guards. Very different properties, but I do what I can when I'm on the podcast to make things light and fun when we talk about murder, crime, killing
I
people.
believe it.
You can also catch me on an upcoming episode of the 90 Day Fiance podcast over on Rawheads Podcast, where I'm talking to my buddy Puya over there about that show.
No.
If that floats your vote, if that is your thing, check me out there as well. That is all for us this week. Until next time, I love you. Stay good. That's what I meant. I meant stay good.
Bye.